This is the Angry Reviewer, and I know, many of you want to know what this review is about. Well, I'll get to the heart of the matter. This review is on the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Yes, you heard that right. Even though it's not out yet, this review is on the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. First, let me start off by saying, if you want to watch the movie for yourself and judge for yourself, then shy away from this video, because I'm going to give some spoilers and some not spoilers. First things first, I know what y'all want to know. Well, how did this fool watch Power Rangers if it's not out yet? Simple. Was looking online and I found a copy. Was it the greatest copy? No, it wasn't. But it was good enough that I would, without a shadow of a doubt, I can honestly say I saw the movie. That being said, here we go. Let me get to the meat and the potatoes of this review. And the meat and the potatoes is, I know what y'all want to know right off the back. Is the new Power Rangers movie good? And if I honestly gotta say, and I'm just spitballing here and throwing this out there, if I honestly gotta say, if you were a fan of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, you were a fan of Dino Thunder, and so on, this movie is for you. Because what do you expect? It's a Power Rangers movie, so you don't go in with a certain type of mindset, and you don't go in and expect to see The Green Mile, Gone with the Wind, Titanic, and the list goes on and on. Driving Miss Daisy, and the list goes on and on. First off, I'm going to start with Elizabeth Banks as Rita. I'm going to tear her apart for a bit. I felt that while the actors around her were doing what they could to make this movie great, and they were acting like this was going to be their final movie and they may not get another chance to make another movie, and so they have to act their hearts out, she went in with the mindset of, the original Rita was a joke in the Power Rangers lore, so I'm gonna make my character a joke in this movie. And believe me, there were moments where she fucking hammed it up. And then there's moments where she comes at you and she's just being a regular villain. But then you have your moments where she comes on screen and she's acting like Snidely Whiplash. And if you ever seen Dudley Do Right, you know what I'm talking about. She had those moments where she was acting like Snidely, where she was acting like that guy that had Muttley from Wacky Races. So, I mean, let that marinate in your head. Let that simmer for a while. And let that sink in. Now, picture Rita with that mindset of the guy who had Muttley in Wacky Races and Snidely Whiplash in Dudley Do Right. And there's your Rita for this new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I mean, she wasn't the worst thing about this film, but Elizabeth Banks' mentality in playing Rita was that mentality. She had the mentality of Snidely Whiplash and the guy who had Muttley as a sidekick in Wacky Races. I felt she could have done so much more better for these unknown actors who were playing the Power Rangers and maybe help them further their career than try to bog them down by busting out a stupid ass Rita for this film. But enough about her and that. All in all, she was alright, but she could have done better. Now, as for Bill Hader as Alpha, I actually, you know what? I retract the statement that I made one time to Pumpkin Man Forever, aka Jordan Powell, and I retract a statement that I made to a lot of my friends and my viewers when I did a review. Bill Hader as Alpha, I actually liked him. I actually thought his comedic genius and his wit made Alpha what he was in this film. And he made him a good Alpha. He made the character of Alpha his own. He made Alpha, how can I say, better than the 90s Alpha, but at the same time brought more depth to the character. He had that right type of balance for the Alpha 5 robot. Alpha wasn't too over the top, and he wasn't too, just there. He was just right and just perfect. He's something you want to see on the screen when you're watching a Power Rangers movie. Well, that's all there is to say about Alpha. He's something you want to see when you're watching a Power Rangers movie, whether it's this Power Rangers movie or an old, them rebooting or making a sequel to the original Power Rangers movie that came out. Now on to what I know you all really want to know. Bryan Cranston. Was he good as Zordon? And you know what? I'll tip my hat to Bryan Cranston. He was fucking great as Zordon. Bryan Cranston was fucking great as Zordon. You could tell he put his heart on his sleeve when he took the Zordon character. He made this fucking character his own. He wasn't too Breaking Bad-ish, and he wasn't too Godzilla-ish. He was just Bryan Cranston. He was what you would want if you had a giant floating head in a wall and you had Bryan Cranston's voice voicing that head. That was Zordon. That is what you want to see as a Zordon. And he fucking owned it. He made it his own. He was fucking great as Zordon. Now, as for the Power Rangers themselves, everyone is going to have They're standout Rangers. Since I don't know these actors that played the Power Rangers, to me, they are still fairly unknowns. From what I did see from them, they all put on good performances. And they all made this movie like it was going to be the last role they'll ever get. And it worked. The standout Ranger to me, I mean, and everyone's going to have, when they see this movie, their own standout Ranger. The standout Ranger to me was the Pink Ranger. I felt she rocked it. She made that character her own. With everything she did, everything, the way she acted, everything. I felt she made that character her own, and kudos to her. I can see her doing future installments of the Power Rangers movie. Well, hell, I can see all the actors who played the Power Rangers doing future installments of the Power Rangers movies. They all did good, but she was a standout for me. Now, I stated in the beginning of the video, if you like Dino Thunder, you like the regular Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and EX, you'd like this film. When you watch this film, you're gonna, and I'm not gonna tell you because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it or who's looking forward to seeing it. But when you watch this movie, you're gonna notice things that they pulled from each of the Power Rangers series that aired. They pulled stuff from Dino Thunder. They pulled stuff from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They pulled stuff from, you name it. It's there. Dino Charge. Ninja Steel. And the list goes on and on. Power Rangers SPD, you know, and it's all there. The list goes on and on. I could tell you all day all the stuff that they pulled from. If you've ever seen a Power Rangers show, they pulled it from there. And it fucking worked. As for Goldar, I gotta be honest, he was hit and miss. I felt they missed an opportunity with the Goldar monster because, honestly, spoiler alert, he's not the ape, the ape with wings you remember from the original series. He's just a big ass blob of gold. And for me, personally, as a Power Rangers fan and a person who remembers the original lore, I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I felt it was a missed opportunity right there. But that's me. I didn't like it. That was one missed opportunity right there. And I felt that blob of gold didn't work in this film with actors who are trying to act their asses off and who feel that, hey, this is gonna be our one and only shot. Let's make it count. I felt that the director gave a missed opportunity right there. But that is just me and just my personal opinion. Everyone else will have their own opinion on Goldar. But for me, it didn't work and I felt it was terrible. As for the Zords themselves, they were good. I felt they looked good and the way that they morphed together was flawless. And I could have used a better looking Megazord, in my opinion, but it's Power Rangers, and I'll give it a pass because I don't expect too much from a Power Rangers movie. You know, I don't expect too much from a Power Rangers movie. It's Power Rangers, I'll give it a pass. But I did feel that the Megazord could have been better. But then again, the Megazord could have been 10 times worse than what it actually was. So, on that, that's a plus. The only negative about it is it could have looked so much better than what it actually did. But I'll let you judge that for yourself. I won't judge it too harshly for you. Now, as for the movie itself, let me get to it. As for the Power Rangers movie itself, and here's where the spoilers kick in. You're actually thinking in your head that you're going to see them morph at points during this film. And I'm sad to say, I'm sad to be the bearer of bad news. You don't. You don't actually see them morph till the ending of this film. For the final throwdown. Or final battle, whatever you want to call it. That's when they finally become the Power Rangers and put their suits on. Up until then, you're basically seeing them as teenagers who are struggling to find their inner power inside them. And it's just like you saw in the commercial. They find these power coins. They don't know how to use them. They're kind of tripping because they find that they're gaining superpowers and they don't know why. And the whole story basically focuses on their struggle to find out what's going on with them until almost the ending of the film, when you see that they've learned what was wrong with them and they found their inner light and they learn how to unleash their inner ranger. Oh, and that's a thing in this. Spoiler, there wasn't really morphers in this film. What it was, they morph from the inside, almost like a Venom symbiote. Almost like if they were putting on a Venom costume. That's how they morph into their Power Rangers costume. It's like if they were putting on a Venom costume. But instead of it being Venom, it's a Power Rangers costume. So for some, that might be a turnoff. For me, I felt it was a nice, different take on the Power Rangers lore. All in all, I'm going to just cut to the chase. All in all, I felt this movie was good. Was it great? No. Was it good? Yes. Can you judge it too harshly? Should you judge it too harshly? No, you shouldn't. It's a Power Rangers film. You go in with a certain type of mindset. You know what you're getting, and you enjoy it. I would recommend, as a Power Rangers fan and as a reviewer, that you watch this film more than once, because it deserves it. I felt that it did. That it deserved a more than once viewing, in my opinion. Would I